Kill the beat. I don't know who somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, let's get it. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, and Native Hispanics. The Germans get locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died. Jump on the boat and never forget it. You can never be a Jew. You are Ashkenaz. This ain't a star done dumb, but God that will die. Yeah, easy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible ran on the yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth. I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your people came from Europe. That was 1947. Yo, Menorah got 9 sticks. It's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world. Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all synagogue is Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, athletics, bunch of thieves and culture vultures. Ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander, and Philip, you a convert. So tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? Kill the beat. I don't know who somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, let's get it. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, Native Hispanics. The Germans get locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died. You want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew. You are Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dumb, but God that will die. Yeah, easy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on the yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth. I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your people came from Europe. That was 1947. Yo, Menorah got 9 sticks. It's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world. Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all synagogue is Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, athletics, bunch of thieves and culture vultures. Ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a coat. Macedonia, Alexander, and Philip, you a convert. So tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? They don't make you a people just cause you let her. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. U.P.K undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, and out came his little red bass and they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he get him back these herpes? I don't know what's worse than are you claiming that you a Maccabee? I'm about to cancel everybody trying to cancel me. I'm afraid to speak, that's what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know it's an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ, they're the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas, they're a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth, niggas terrified. Underdog, Death Con 4, I ain't satisfied. Get it, action.
Yeah. Shut down what I say. I.S.U.P.K. The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. I.S.U.P.K. Shut down what I say. I.S.U.P.K. The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. I.S.U.P.K. I.S.U.P.K, the home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. Year 2007 has gone. A leader was born, his name was Commander General. Your Honor, year is on. New 7 had born. I took my old nigga, I swore to I.S.U.P.K. It's the only fucking way. From the rest to the death until they better pay. And I see Alexander, big bottle of scotch. Swimming with the block, the will be set up shop. I got to buy a can't be front on to Zaria. So hold your peace. The way he speak, the way he teach. Before I reach for that peace and clear that street, I was never humble, always a beast. I let it fly for the most high, and I was shy, ever proof, taking homie. I'm that type of guy that for the heat. I'm the only one standing in this, you and I.S.U.P.K, 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 the home of the truth, nigga. I started out in one West, nigga. I.S.U.P.K, 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 the home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. I.S.U.P.K, 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 what? I.S.U.P.K, the home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. Shop, brother. Yo, man. Yo, get back to that 1969 I.S.U.P.K shit, man. I want to hear that 1969 I.S.U.P.K. We the children of God. Cash Allah. We only pray to Almighty Yahweh. And do the commandments like it's tell you how to shine. Don't think we soft, nigga. Yeah, you could die. We not a Christian. We don't believe all of everybody. If it ain't about the 12 tribe, fuck everybody. And that's a statement. You need to stop hating. You can't prove we Africans, so stop debating. I was stuck in a hard place, a hard time behind the rock, thinking I was Muslim. Shots in the I.S.U.P.K, big homie to Zaria. Battling, E-Ball on shit. I bet on shit. As a woman, that's the secret of the year. Your philosophies can't clap back. Africa, I mean you black. Tell sign out of that. Tell black to cut the fuck line and pull the fuck back. You hear me, nigga? I don't put some real niggas at the Passover, nigga, drinking liquor. I.S.U.P.K.
It was like we do a gospel like bitch. If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How about keep that stick? Loaded, bring up page line. Young nigga named Slayer. What you think we do? Get them to try some cold shit, we got it. U.P.K, you silent. The bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing. My bitch, I ain't the one. Work for every day, so hell is you, bitch. I don't need to love. Kill her by the way. What you think I'm a little brotherhood? Money, bitch. Some more shit I'm about to U.P.K, you silent. Fuck nigga don't want to walk. It ain't enough clips in your arm. All the bitches wanna take my piece. They all wanna take my piece. I really wanna take my piece. Now I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a whole study, can you damn it? And these bitches really out this bitch walk around like they don't know nothing. And the lame nigga fall forward and get set up for the chorus and get guns down, man down. Shit to the time, get damn no. But I see the sorrow in my soul. She can never get a piece home. You're a dirty ass, roast that neck, bitch with a big ass turtle. In Tennessee while I'm touring. In Tennessee, what you looking? And that sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that big mugger. I say, if that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How about keep that stick? Loaded, put your face line up. Young nigga named Slayer. What you think we do? Get them to try some cold shit, we got it. U.P.K, you solid. The bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing. My bitch, I ain't the one. Work for every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need to love. Kill work by the way. What you think I'm a little ass brotherhood? Bitch, you a lame nigga than me. You can't put on with a freak. You a little nigga than me. Base up, pop with a beat. Yeah, AR-2-3. Drink over with a magazine. In the clip full of innocence. I'll shoot your hand in the screen. Boy, put your ass in the temple. With the vein, run a temple. Tell the truth, or use a bitch.
Yeah, swear off like a liquor. Nigga walk down my road. Other nigga come down my road. Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge an asshole fee. I'm a real big grease nigga. Louis K. play for keys nigga. Come in and chill and get a damn water, but ain't nothing me that kid. I start your ass like a cat. Always was full of tech. Ball like a close comeback. They got locked off for a neck. That nigga on walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. I'm gonna keep that stick. Now loaded for your face. Now the nigga named the Slayer. What you think we get them to try? Suck that shit, we got it. I.S.U.P.K, you silent. Big bitch think I'm crazy. Think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Walk like every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need to love. Just right by the way. What you think I'm a little brotherhood? What you bitch? I told my demons I'm serving the Lord. Eating octopus, calamari inside the cell. No weed smoking, no white bitches, deep throating. No more pills getting me open. No Dutch blunts keeping me floating. No coke sell through the drugs in the ocean. No gang banging, killing niggas out there. No big bad wolf huffing and puffing. Told my demons time stay. The Lord said, you the chosen. This the bomb, nigga, I need explosion. Pitfalls and pit stops. Came back, reinvent myself like I was in the no more silver tops and silver pots and glass jaws. Made the game that crack rock. Big shells, we got loud shots. You became on every block. You became on every block. You heard what I said? You became on every block. You became on every block. You became on every block. I told my demons I'm serving the Lord. 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 I told my demons I'm serving the Lord.
Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Let's get it. We are the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out on 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street. We are now under Commander Jen Yohana. Clap it up for that man. We've been on the streets, in the barrios, everywhere, teaching our people that blacks and Hispanics and natives are the real Jews of the Bible, man. This is I.S.U.P.K Brooklyn. Shout out to the big homie Haza'al for starting this glorious section of the I.S.U.P.K, man. You know, give it up for Haza'al. You know, I'm Precinct Officer Kawap. Well, this class is called You Devils is Gonna Learn Today. Right? So, before I get into any scriptures, I got a little something I just want to play real quick. Right? Let's get this in. Right? This is about the Jewish man, how he's getting in. And we don't even know about this. You understand?
Massive scale. Amongst those taken into custody by the FBI were city mayors, politicians, and religious leaders. The authorities needed buses to cope with the sheer scale of the operation.
New Jersey's corruption problem is one of the worst, if not the worst, in the nation. Corruption is not only pervasive, it has become ingrained in New Jersey's political culture.
It's thought that religious charities controlled by prominent rabbis were used to launder cash. The arrests were part of a 10-year operation that uncovered money laundering on an international scale, as well as corruption and the sale of human organs in the US, Switzerland, and Israel.
The list of people we arrested sounds like it should be the roster for a meeting of community leaders. But sadly, they weren't meeting in a boardroom this morning. They were in the FBI booking room.
Prosecutors say one rabbi was dealing in human kidneys for transplant for a decade.
Stealing kidneys
from vulnerable people at a huge profit. The scale of the corruption across New Jersey has outraged residents.
It just goes back to the belief that Hudson County is incredibly corrupt. And I thought we were making headway and becoming less corrupt.
The number of arrests was remarkable even for New Jersey, where more than 130 public officials have pleaded guilty.
Yep, right in New Jersey.
Of corruption in the last 10 years.
Right? So this article right here, this article says arrest 17 Jewish rabbis in New Jersey charged with trafficking human organs, baby parts, and money laundering. Right? You know this is anti-Semitic, right? So the Jewish man, as in Revelation 2:9, is the children of Satan, synagogue of Satan, right? Let me see one more time. FBI arrests 17 Jewish rabbis in New Jersey charged with trafficking human organs and body parts and money laundering, right? So that's one article we have, right? We're about to go to something else, right? Let's see this right here, right? Let's go to this one. I'm about to show you how wicked the Jewish man is, and he's right under our nose and eyes and ears committing crimes, and the police department is letting it happen, even though you hear that the FBI arrested him. But how long do you think that those 17 Jewish rabbis was trafficking baby parts and human parts? Do you understand? Now let's go to this article, right? This says Hasidic neighborhood in South Williamsburg. That's in Brooklyn. That's like 12 minutes away from where I live. 15 minutes tops, 20 minutes tops, right? And the top beneficiary of Section 8, but some question whether law is strictly followed. That's crazy, right? We're going to find out why. It says little boys in Yarmouk's peers from apartment balconies watching the men below toss bread into a bonfire. The annual spring ritual marks the first day of Passover in the Hasidic Jewish enclave of South Williamsburg, right? Brooklyn, where daily life is built on ancient laws and religious devotion. Right? Hold on. Look, it's so crazy. Satan's hear me reading this, and it just went to another page real quick, right? So let me get it back, because we're going to bring this out. Devil and Satan, they ain't hiding from this, right? You ain't going to get away from this. We're going to bring this out, right? So it says the annual spring ritual marks the first day of Passover in the Hasidic Jewish enclave of South Williamsburg, Brooklyn, where daily life is built on ancient laws and religious devotion, right? But the insular community depends on outside money to survive.
Wait a minute. But the insular community depends on outside money to survive. Federal subsidies to help many low-income Hasidic families cover the rent. Why is the Jewish community needing help for paying rent when stinking Barack Obama, right? Your black so-called president, your black so-called greatest president in the world gave the Jewish community over $50 billion. Why do the Jewish man need help with rent? On top of the money that the government already gives them. You see what's going on? This is why you blacks and Hispanics can't get no goddamn Section 8 apartments in New York City, because the stinking Jewish man is taking your apartments. Do you understand what's going on? How evil this Jewish man is? You over here on housing lines, Section 8, city vouchers, and waiting for 5 to 10 years. Right? 5 to 10 years waiting for a goddamn stinking railroad apartment. And you cannot get it because, like the article says, federal subsidies to help many low-income Hasidic families cover the rent. That money is going to the Jewish man. It's not going to your black butt, your Spanish butt. It is going to the Jewish man, right? New York City, 123,000 vouchers makes the largest Section 8 voucher program in the country, right? Reluctant landlords and rising rents are making vouchers nearly impossible to use in many areas. I got a city fence voucher and I can't find a goddamn apartment. Now I know why. Because the money that's on these vouchers is being broadcast only to the Jewish community, right? Impossible to use in many areas of the city. Tenants, especially larger families, are often regulated to the edges of Brooklyn and the Bronx. That's why when you pull in, like, you know, you ever been to housing and they be like, yo, put the boroughs you want to live in. We reading right now why you can't get in Brooklyn or the Bronx. Because that Jewish community is heavy in the Bronx. You think your black butt is heavy in the Bronx? No, the Jewish man is heavy in the Bronx, man. Do you understand what's going on? You think you heavy? The Jewish man is heavy in Brooklyn, right? Edges of Brooklyn and the Bronx. That's why this cluster of Hasidic households stand out. The neighborhood is home to one of the highest concentrations of Section 8 housing vouchers in the city. So this Jewish community holds the highest rate of Section 8. How does the Jewish man get Section 8 welfare, SSI, all this stuff when stinking Barack Obama gave the Jewish community over $50 billion? In the contract that he signed for them, it says even their heirs get money. Do you know what the heirs? I'm not talking about heirs. I'm talking about your heirs. The heirs, you understand? Meaning your family member. Do you understand what's going on? So your mother, whoever's in the apartment, your mother, your father, the baby, the uncle, the aunt, the son, the sister, all them niggas get checks. Because stinking Barack Obama signed a petition or whatever you want to call it for the Jewish community to get over $50 billion in reparations. And y'all talk about Barack Obama is the best president? Come on now. And the city continues, we're going to continue. The neighborhood is home to one of the highest concentrations of Section 8 housing vouchers in the city, according to federal data analyzed by WNYC and the Daily News. This is in the Daily News, this information. So if it's in the Daily News, why the hell is not on your goddamn TV? Why channel 11, 7, 9, 4, 2, and 5 ain't bringing this out? That the Jewish man is robbing the Black and Hispanic community. Why is the news stations not bringing out that the Jewish man is robbing the Black and Hispanic community? But they want to bring out 32 niggas got arrested from the Choosing Hoes crew. They want to bring out 100 niggas from the Crips and Bloods got arrested this morning. But they ain't bringing out that the reason why Blacks and Hispanics can't get apartments because the Jewish community is taking all the vouchers and the money. What's going on? And you know, if this is going on, right? You know who's partnered up with them for this to happen? The stinking Christian pastor. Your stinking Christian pastor is allowing this. Of course, he has to go to the board meetings when stuff like this is going on. He ain't running back and telling the Black and Hispanic community, yo, the Jewish man is getting all the vouchers and all the SSI and all the welfare. You getting $200 in food stamps. The Jewish man is getting $1,000 to $500 in food stamps. And better. Do you understand this? Right? And several of its census tract Section 8 tenants compose more than 30% of residents, a level reached only in scattered pockets of the Bronx, right? And you know that section is not your section. You know what I'm saying? The difference, in Brooklyn, the Section 8 tenants live smack in the middle of one of the city's hottest real estate market. Williamsburg is a hot estate market. You know why? Because you got the J and the M and the Z train that goes strictly to Manhattan. And it got the waterfront. That's why it's the hottest real estate market, Williamsburg. The stock exchange is 2 stops. If you live on Marcy or anything over there, you 2 to 3 stops away from the stock exchange. Do you understand this? Right? The juxtaposition happened over years, not overnight. Leaders leverage long-standing political connections to win favorably zoning changes. Local developers bought and built to meet the need. Residents organized to get in line for rental subsidies. I probably pronouncing that word wrong. No. Block by block, the community created a de facto free market affordable housing plan. It's only possible in a tight-knit community where the haves help the have-nots, said Rabbi David Niederman. So your haves and have-nots, see, Satan's messing with me. He took out the page again. Come on now. Your have and have-nots. He ain't talking about your black butt and your Spanish butt. You don't have nothing. Right? You don't have nothing. Salakia. I gotta find my place I was at. Right? All right. It's see, it keeps on going up and down. I don't know. Satan's messing with this lie. Not the lie, my phone, right? He's trying to erase me from reading this. You probably have a Fed online right now. Right? Bear with me for 1 minute. It just cold erased the whole article. All right, hold on. For 1 minute, Salakia. Look, the article, it just left. This is crazy. The article just left out of nowhere. Hold on. All right, let's see what's going on. All right. If not, if I don't get it next second, I might have to go to something else. All right. Let's start from here. I think. All right. All right. We have people keeping the price lower. Hold on. It's only possible in a tight-knit community where they have help the have-nots, said Rabbi David Niederman, a community leader and local power broker. We have people keeping the price lower, said Niederman. Keeping it lower for who? Because we ain't getting no damn apartments. I've been sitting on a goddamn voucher for 2 years already. Right? Said Niederman, executive director of the United Jewish Organizations of Williamsburg. Even a person living on Section 8 can pay the monthly rentals, right? Skeptics suggest an off-the-books economy has underpinned development within this community. You know, that's right. Because the Jewish man is strictly off the books. Because he don't even like to pay people. That's why our I.S.U.P.K brothers do a lot of work for the Jewish man. You understand? Because he could pay the I.S.U.P.K brothers low prices off the books. Right? Many residents bank informally and properly is regularly swapped between family members and holding companies. There's a cash economy and things are not done strictly according to law, right? Said Marty Niederman, executive director of Brooklyn Legal Services and a community advocate who has clashed with the Hasidim for years over fair housing issues. All sides agree the community is clamoring for affordable housing. So you got all these Jewish people that is taking over all the housing. This is what it's telling you. A demand fueled by one of the highest birth rates. Know how many babies, Jewish babies, is being born? I live down the block from Kingston, right? And every time I drive by on Eastern Parkway, you see these white dogs, right? Pushing little dogs inside the carriages, right? Goddamn new baby every day. There's a new Jewish baby everywhere, right? All sides agreeing the community is clamoring for affordable housing, a demand fueled by one of the highest birth rates in the city. Ultra-Orthodox Jewish couples typically marry in their late teens and have many children. Many children, it says. Not one child, but their organization is pushing your black woman to abort her baby. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Black and Hispanic woman. Let me read it again. Black and Hispanic woman. Stop being stupid. and follow God's commandments, black woman. It says ultra-Orthodox Jewish couples typically marry in their late teens and have many children. This stinking kingdom teaching the black woman you gotta abort your baby so you could be successful. Let it sink in. I know. Yup, I know. That's right. Yeah, you don't want to listen to the Israelites, right? When we on 1-2-5 kicking that lingo, we not shaming you, black woman. We trying to wake your ass up. Stop aborting your babies. Because the Jewish woman is not taught to abort her baby. When she have a child, that child come out of her, that man ejaculates in her when it's time and has another baby. And let's not forget, the Jewish man got more than one wife. So he's ejaculating in this woman, that woman, and this woman, and this woman, right? And that nigga got 4 babies coming out October 10th. The Jewish man ain't shit. He ejaculated inside 4 Jewish women, and all them babies come out October 10th. Come on, let it sink in. Let me read it one more time. Ultra-Orthodox Jewish couples typically marry in their late teens and have many children. A sliver of the community makes money in diamonds, real estate, and trading. Time out. If they making money in diamonds, real estate, and trading, why the hell they need a fetch voucher and exercise and welfare and food stamps? I don't know what's going on. But many men favor religious study over work, and most women stay at home, so money can be tight. Those who work are often relegated to low-wage jobs due to lack of secular education. We know that's a lie. Of course, Isaac is your landlord. Isaac Niederman is your damn landlord. That's who you're paying the rent to. I never known a Jewish man with a low-paying job. Never happened in life. I never seen it. Because that nigga owns your building. Right? Now it says, look at this. Boom. When it says old timers, look at the people. I don't know. Probably can't see. Boom. Jewish people, right? Old timers recorded days when kids slept in bathtubs or on fire escapes, determined to do better. Community leaders took action, and one important piece was helping the Hasidim apply for benefits. So this is basically saying, I guess, if you want to put the black man after old timer, the Spanish man after old timer, our brothers and sisters is helping a race of people that don't need no help. Right? Public assistance supports many of New York's poorest communities, but few are as organized as this one. What's this one? The Jewish community. That's this one, right? Overwhelmed by demand for vouchers, the city rarely opens up its waiting list. So if it barely opens up its waiting list, how the hell is the Jewish man getting an apartment? Let it sink in. Let it sink in. Now, 120,000 names long, but in a few times, Section 8 was offered in recent years. Local social services agencies like Niederman's United Jewish Organization, right, put out the call. Take February 2007, when the New York City Housing Authority opened the waiting list to non-emergency applicants for the first time in years. You know what's crazy? I was on that list and I got deaded. Right? They deaded me. I was in the world. I got approved for the Section 8, but I could not get the Section 8 apartment because they were saying I had to get a letter from my correction officer, my PO, right? And the PO was like, what is Section 8 talking about? We don't give no letters like this out. So I lost my Section 8 for a lie. You know why? Because I was approved, but when I went to the goddamn interview, they seen I was a Negro. So they made up a lie to dead my apartment to give it to some stinking Jewish man. That's what happened. The white man and the devil the Bible speaks of. Right? The waiting list to non-emergency applicants for the first time in years. On the first day of 90-day window, United Jewish Staff helped 2,000 people apply, according to an agency newsletter. New York City Housing said it received more than 20,000 applications in all. Right? And you know what's so deep? You got to read in between the lines. It says non-emergency applicants for the first time in years on the first day of 90-day window. United Jewish Staff helped 2,000 people apply. Now, if you know it was black people or Hispanic people, it would have said that United Jewish helped the African American and the Spanish community. So since that's not there, you know who they help? Their own goddamn people, man. But our lost brothers and sisters would be like, yo, they helping people out, man. Damn, why you mad, brother? They helping. Yeah, they helping their own people, stupid. Those 2,000 people applications were Jewish people. Right? People apply according to the agency newsletter. New York City Housing said it received more than 200,000 applications in all. During spring 2008, the city department and preservation offered 400 vouchers to residents of the Community Board 1 in Williamsburg. And we all know Williamsburg is a Jewish community, right? It's a Jewish community. Residents of Community Board 1 in the Williamsburg and Greenpoint. Greenpoint is a Russian, Jewish, hippie area, right? To help address displacement from a recent reasoning. UJO signed up more than 600 people in a 6-hour stretch. Slovakia. It's unclear how many Hasidic applicants, you see? Didn't I just tell you if it was black and Hispanic people, it would have said that the Jewish community helped the so-called Negro and the Hispanic man? It's letting you know that what I'm saying is true. Those 2,000 applicants were only Jewish applicants, right? It's unclear how many Hasidic applicants, that means Jewish people, actually receive vouchers because individual tenants' information is confidential. So time out. This is bugging me out. So the Jewish man information confidential? The Jewish man information confidential, but your black knowledge and what's going on? Nothing you do is confidential. You so much out in the open, we got identity theft. That's how much you out in the open. Right? WNYC looked at the number of vouchers in the census tracts where at least 40% of the people spoke Yiddish. While inexact, these analysts show Section 8 have been an anchor as the community has grown. In 2000, there were 1,394 vouchers in Williamsburg, 9 Yiddish-speaking tracts. By 2014, there were 12 such tracts where 3,296 vouchers holders lived. God damn. The Jewish man is taking up the New York City voucher. When Barack Obama gave the Jewish community over $50 billion in reparations. This is unfair. Unfair. Vouchers particularly concentrated into what some call New Williamsburg, where the Hasidim have expanded into formerly industrial areas, historically Black and Latino Bedford-Stuyvesant. You see what I'm talking about? Oh my God, yo, this is insane. So they got so much SSI welfare, Section 8, New York City vouchers. Your Black ass don't have nowhere to live now. They taking over your community, that Black and Hispanic community. That it used to be, we used to play out and pump, eat ices, listen to salsa, merengue, Jamaican music, hip hop, play stickball, basketball, baseball. You can't do it no more. It's funny, I'm saying that because I'm from the Lower East Side, right? And the Lower East Side, I grew up in the big park. Like my building, 571 FDR Drive, right? And back of my building was the big park. The Jewish man bought the park, right? In PS 97. That's the elementary school I went to, right? Bought the big park in PS 97. Now the residents in Baruch cannot even go inside the big park or go to the elementary school. Because white Jewish kids and white kids is so-called these Freemason and Eastern Star babies, right? They only allowed in the elementary school. It's not even the elementary school no more. It is a school for highly educated children. Insane. It is insane, man. While you trying to be a Christian loving everybody, the Jewish man said, F you, I'm taking your block, nigga. Salakia. But we have to speak what's real right now. Because we reading it. You don't believe me? Let me go back. Hasidim have expanded into formerly industrial areas and historically Black and Latino Bedford-Stuyvesant. That means that the Jewish man is kicking your Black and Hispanic butt out the area and he's moving in. He's the big homie. The Jewish man is the big homie. You niggas think you the big homie? The Jewish man got your grandmother off the block, nigga. Do you understand what's going on over here? Right? In the late 1990s, Hasidic developers quietly began to petition the city to let them convert old factories and warehouses bought cheap into housing. That's like, I do some taxi sometimes, right? So I be driving people to this area in Greenpoint. It's clubs and housing. They made old broken down factories into clubs and housing. Building by building, the Board of Standards and Appeals, a little known quasi-judicial agency, granted the zoning variances in Williamsburg and Bed-Stuy. And Analysts by Brooklyn Legal Services found the board approved buildings containing more than 500 apartments between 1995 and 2000, more approvals than any other area in the city. In 1999, Legal Services unsuccessfully sued to stop the conversions, arguing the standards board was subverting zoning rules and violating anti-discrimination laws. The suit also claimed the large apartments were designed for Hasidic families and were advertised only in the Yiddish language. Right? Newspapers leaving Black and Latino residents out in the... This got me tight. This got me tight right now. Slovakia, right? This got me tight right there. This got me tight. Let me right? Let me read it again. The suit also claimed the large apartments were designed for Hasidic families and were advertised only in Yiddish language. So you don't know what's going on because you don't know Yiddish. So you know how they got AM New York and Metro newspapers? The Jewish man has his own newspaper that goes out on the street and it's in Yiddish, fake Hebrew, right? And he's letting his community know, yo, my people, come down to the welfare center today, all of us, because they got some stuff in the welfare center where we could rise even more. That's why you go to the welfare center or the food stamp center and you see the Jewish man there. Why? You going to food stamp service to get $200, $212, $196. The Jewish man is going to get a stack of food stamps. And he's walking in with 3 baby mamas. He's walking in with 3 baby mamas. Nobody's talking about the Jewish man got more than one wife. That nigga got more than one wife. He walking in with 3 baby mamas, right? Boom. And all those women are getting, he's walking out with $4,000 worth of food stamps, him and his 3 baby mamas. While you getting a sleazy 200. You might get 1,000, right? Guaranteed, you might get it. No, you got 5 kids, 7 kids, you get 1,000. No. Designed for Hasidic families and were advertised only in Yiddish language newspapers, leaving Black and Latino residents out in the cold. That's why you ain't getting no New York City Specs voucher. You ain't getting higher prices in welfare, SSI. Of course, the information that the government has is not going to your Black and Hispanic butt. It's going to the Jewish community. They only want the Jewish community to know what's going on. That's what we're reading. We thought it was a violation of the Fair Housing Act to be marketing and ultimately renting to exclusive Hasidic families, said Ruan Rasmussen, right? Who bought the case, probably an East Indian, right? Who bought the case and now heads up Legal Services, New York City. In the private market, he said, it was hard to prove anyone other than Hasidic tenants were applying and being turned away. What? Crazy. Soon after, Hasidic leaders joined a coalition that successfully petitioned and won 2 rezoning to pave the way for massive building boom. The reasoning of the Broadway Triangle, a stretch on the Williamsburg, Bed-Stuy, and Bushwick. God Holy moly pancakes. They doing the, like, for all my brothers that play basketball, right? They doing a triangle on niggas out here. Amoeba defense. They got the Chicago Bulls triangle going on. Look, the rezoning of the Broadway triangle. A stretch on the Williamsburg, Bed-Stuy, and Bushwick. So it's going like this. Williamsburg, Bed-Stuy, Bushwick. Know how much ground that is? You know how much area that is that the Jewish man is taking over blocks and getting apartments with New York City vouchers, welfare, SSI, and Section 8? Do you understand what's going on, Black and Hispanic man? And you want to be a Christian lover, everybody? When you got to suffer and don't even know you suffering. You don't even know you suffering because Black and Hispanic people grow up suffering. Come with the promise of sending back affordable. Let me read it from the top. The reasoning of the Broadway triangle, a stretch on the Williamsburg, Bed-Stuy, and Bushwick border, came with the promise of city-backed affordable housing. UJO and a nonprofit controlled by former assemblyman, right? Controlled by Assemblyman Vito Lopez won a non-bid construction contract. A federal judge blocked the development, right? After advocates argued and violated fair housing laws, right? Fair housing laws. Hold on for 1 minute. Salakia, real quick, right? Hold on for 1 minute. Salakia. All right, we're going to take a quick break real quick, you know? Take a quick break. This is upsetting.
Ties into the storehouse, that there may be meat in my house. Improve me, now herewith, said the Lord of hosts. I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. Get that money, nigga. Get that money, 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 get that money. Christ got sold out by Judas, nigga. Black money to that fat Buddha, nigga. Tithe and offerings go to TD Jakes. Oh, I get to say TD Smith. Oh, about that crap flow down. No, hey, look, that down about. They don't care as long as it's about the comments. They don't care about your mama. The white man is such a devil. Don't believe me? It's a happy metal. Also, the church music takes you to a lower level. Heavy metal and gospel is all the same. They both bringing you to the fucking devil. See what the white man did, the Pope raping little kids, all commissioned by Queen Elizabeth, all towns, the Rockefellers, NFL dealer, Tupac told you about that Rockefeller. Now the righteous will stand together and stop this fella. Get that money, get that money.
I don't know who somebody needs to hear this. Y'all speak Hebrew, let's get it. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, Native Hispanics. The Germans get locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died. I want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew. You are Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dumb or cut down die. Yeah, Easy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on the yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth. I had to make it clear how Jerusalem, you people came from Europe. That was 1947. Yo Menorah got 9 sticks. It's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world. Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs, bunch of thieves and culture vultures ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander, and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you live there. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. U.P.K undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, and out came his little red bats and they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil who is, I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he get them baby herpes? I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody trying to cancel E. I ain't afraid to speak, it's what I do. And right to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'll punch you in person. I know this is an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe it.
Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. I didn't want to cut that off. That's the hardest song in Israel right now. That's the hardest song, but you know, we back. Start from that YJO right there. Yeah, YJO. Boom. Let me see.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Oh man. No, it's YA. Just keep on pressing on it, so because it's gonna dim out. So keep your finger close to it, right?
Come.
What it says right there?
UJO,
a
nonprofit controlled by former Assemblyman Vito Lopez.
Assemblyman.
Come. Won a no bid construction contract. A federal judge blocked the development after advocates argued it violated fair housing laws.
Yep.
Local leaders are pushing developers to build for Hazadim as well as hipsters.
Right.
Section 8 provides the Hasidic community with rental subsidized, making it affordable to live in Williamsburg.
Right.
Okay. While city-funded housing is still in limbo, market rate housing is going up.
Right.
Hasidic developers like Simon Dushinsky, half of the Ravsky group, are in the thick of it.
Right.
Dushinsky boasts almost 800 luxury units slatted for the Broadway Triangle.
The Broadway Triangle, the Chicago Bulls Triangle.
Nearby, he built the signature blocky apartment complexes with protective window cages and kosher kitchens. His building at 200 Wallabout Street is a snapshot of the Hasidic housing market. Property records show he sold condos there for well under 400 a square foot, half the going rate in hipster Williamsburg. He also rents apartments there to Section 8 tenants. It's one of at least 5 buildings he controls through limited liability corporations that house voucher tenants.
See? Continue.
According to records obtained under the State Freedom of Information Law, Dushinsky did not respond to several requests for an interview.
Right? Because once you're in position of power, it's like F your interview, nigga.
Right.
I'm doing this for my people. My people getting houses. I don't need an interview because I got 5,000 niggas inside housing already.
Come.
Continue.
Come. In a city where most Section 8 tenants struggle to find any home, much less a new one, that sounds surprising. But in a neighborhood where vouchers are plentiful and incomes are low, taking a voucher is common sense.
Right.
Quote, if you don't take Section 8 within the Hasidic world, your potential tenant pool is very small, said Shulim Dean, author of All Who Go Do Not Return.
Right.
A memoir of his departure from an upstate Hasidic enclave.
Right.
So, some outsiders question the economics of the community. Federal data shows the voucher usually covers about $1,050 in this neighborhood. Tenants pay an average of $400 a month in rent.
Wow.
That doesn't cover the cost of the apartments that sell for $300,000 and up, said Needleman, adding he believes there are tenants who pay under the table to make up the difference.
Come on, you know the Jewish man controls the under table market. He controls it.
Right.
So if he has a voucher and the voucher says 1,500 to 1,800, right?
Right.
The Jewish man ain't giving no cash. He's in the apartment straight off the voucher. That's how wicked he is.
Right.
While your black and Spanish ass is got an 1,800 voucher, 3,200, whatever you want to have, right? And on top of your voucher, you got to give cash. The Jewish man is not doing that. Continue.
Salakia. Quote, the true balance they pay out of their own pockets, he said. Others who know the community say some tenants pay on top of their voucher because they're in an impossible bind.
Right.
Quote, they get married and they need a place to live. Said Alex, 19, who left.
Alex, 19? What, is he 19 years old? That's what they saying? Oh, damn.
Said Alex, 19, who left the community last year, but remains in touch with his father, a contractor. Quote, they'll do anything, including pay extra money above Section 8.
Crazy.
So the landlords are asking it only because the tenants will pay it.
Crazy.
The tenants will only pay it because they have no other option. End quote. Some prominent people have worked the system, including Rabbi Levy Glantz, the political connected head of the United Talmudic Academy.
Right.
Glantz was living in an apartment paid for by his brother's Section 8 voucher. In 2012, the two were accused of defrauding the Section 8 program of $2,200,000 over 15 years.
Damn.
The brothers pleaded guilty to misdemeanor charges.
Misdemeanor charges? What?
And served served short jail stints.
What? They didn't get 20 years?
Salakia, misdemeanor charges. Sir.
Misdemeanor charges for robbing the black and Hispanic community.
Right.
Let me and you rob the black and Hispanic community.
Right.
Let us rob the Jewish community. We're never coming home.
No.
We don't got to kill that one Jewish man, nothing. We could just take $1 from the Jewish man.
Going under the jail.
And we going under the jail. They putting you under. What's the Martin Lawrence light? You doing light.
Life.
You gonna be Oh, Redemption with that other movie, Shawshank Redemption. You're gonna try to escape, crawl through. Wait, we can't use the word SHIT, sugar honey iced tea, right?
Right.
So you're gonna try to escape, crawl through the cocky, man. Because you took $1 from the Jewish man.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. Then there's Aaron Stark, the brother of Brooklyn developer what?
Let me
see. Menachem Stark, whose 2014 murder made headlines.
Right.
Last year, Aaron tried to push rent stabilized tenants out of a building he owned in Bushwick. Civil case documents indicated that Stark for years claimed he qualified for Section 8 while failing to declare his ownership stake in 4 Brooklyn properties.
Damn.
A city employee testified Stark paid $48 a month in rent for his Heward Street apartment in 2007. The same year, he took out a $1.1 million mortgage on 2 Hancock Street properties. Stark gave up his voucher in 2000.
On Hancock?
On Hancock.
Come on. Hancock. Hancock used to be Thugger Zone. Now it's a goddamn Jewish community, Hancock.
Salaki, isn't that in Bed-Stuy?
Yeah. Because look, it's in Bed-Stuy because in the beginning of the article, it says that the Jewish man got the Chicago Bulls triangle on our asses right now. Yeah. So the triangle is from Bed-Stuy to Williamsburg to Bushwick. So you know how much ground the Jewish man is covering, taking New York City vouchers.
That's a lot of real estate.
That's a whole bunch of Jewish niggas taking over your block.
Right.
That's why you see Greenpoint and all in that area. That shit don't even look like black people area no more.
Right.
You got all them old Jewish hippie niggas there now.
Hipsters.
Continue.
Come. Took out a $1.1 million mortgage on 2 Hancock Street properties. Stark gave up his voucher in 2012 and has not been persecuted for fraud. Samuel Hellman, a Queens College professor who has studied the community, said the main reason Section 8 works is people have rallied together. Salaki.
Right.
Quote, this is not a story of maleficence.
Let me see.
Mefiance. He said, this is a story of a community that's trying to exist in the city at a time where the city has become, and particularly the borough in which they live, extremely expensive. As South Williamsburg feels the pressure of rising rents, Hasidim are beginning to look
for 1 minute. Stay right there.
Come.
Malfeasance. Malfeasance, right? That is the definition for that is wrongdoing, especially by a public official. All right.
Wow.
We'll continue.
Hasidism are beginning to look for better options outside the city, and they take their vouchers, which are portable, with them. NYCHA records show at least 500 Section 8 tenants have moved to zip codes in Muncie and Spring Valley in Rockland County.
Damn, Spring Valley too? God damn.
And Monroe in Orange County.
Damn.
Where there are large Hasidic communities.
Yep.
Leaders have also started to use zoning and willing developers to meet the need.
Right.
Kyrie's Joel, a long-established satellite community in Monroe, recently passed a controversial land annexation.
Right.
That will allow for higher density housing to meet the demand. Families are also looking nearby Bloomingburg to see if a community founded there will stick.
Right.
Growth may also depend on where they can find Section 8.
Right.
A Twitter feed called at Section 8 Hemish broadcast waitlist openings anywhere within 3 hours of Brooklyn.
Right.
On listservs. Locals share tips on where to apply and when to apply and where.
Right.
Last summer, the Community Service Center of Greater Williamsburg, another local social service agency, hosted on a Yiddish listserv that upstate Monticello was issuing vouchers. The posting of this listserv,
Jewish man getting in vouchers in Monticello, God, dizzy.
The posting of the listserv volleyed back and forth in Yiddish, asking about paperwork, worrying that the long lines of Hasidism will stoke anti-Semitism, and discussing how local leaders were organizing buses to send people up to apply. Hours before the office opened, Hasidic men stood outside wrapped in prayer shawls, devening as they wanted to put their name on the list and speaking accusations from locals that the Hasidism had a special end. But the Monticello Housing Authority said it has simply, as always, posted a notice of the Section 8 opening in local papers for anyone to see.
Salakia.
Okay.
So we got understanding what's going on. We're gonna go to another article because time is going down, right?
Okay.
But I advise my Black and Hispanic community, starting today, you and I need to go down to this housing and apply for Section 8 and housing.
Right.
I don't care if you got a good job. I don't care if you got a house. Go down to housing and apply for Section 8 and housing applications.
Right.
Do it ASAP. Because the Jewish man is doing it. Right? So, Salakia, with that, we're going to go to another article real quick. Because you devils is going to learn today. We are the I.S.U.P.K. We know what's going on. And we're going to bring it out. We're going to bring it out to our people, right? This article is even crazier. Watch this. It says New Jersey rabbi. Rabbi is big in the Jewish community, right?
God.
Right? Let me just read the title down, give it to you. You got it, right? You got go. I sent it to you, so pull it up, right? New Jersey rabbi sentenced to 18 months in prison for trafficking and prostitution of a 17-year-old girl. He was trafficking and prostitution, a minor, and he got 18 months.
Unreal.
I know Black and Hispanic brothers that never raped nobody and just went to jail for rape because a woman said that he raped, and a nigga is doing 30 years.
Right.
Just off a he say, she say.
Right.
30 years. They don't got no evidence, nothing of the brother raping anybody, and the dude is doing 30 years.
3-0.
3-0. When this stinking Jewish rabbi getting 18 months for trafficking, right? What it says? Trafficking and prostitution.
Right.
So he can get in the business in too.
If I may, that sounds like pimping to me.
Yeah, he pimping. A Jewish pimp.
Imagine that, right?
We reading about a Jewish pimp.
Unbelievable.
No? A Jewish pimp.
Jewish pimp, man.
This is crazy, B. A goddamn Jew. Man, they got pimps in the Jewish community. Y'all stuck right now, yo. There's pimps in the Jewish community. The Jewish man got hoes? You trying to tell me the Jewish man with the big babushka hat got hoes? That's what you telling me right now. Read the article.
A New Jersey rabbi was sentenced to 18 months in prison for his involvement in the human trafficking and prostitution of a 17-year-old girl.
A 17-year-old girl, a minor.
Rabbi R.E.
Let's get his name right. Get his name right.
R.E. Goodman.
Yep.
37 of East Brunswick.
East Brunswick also will have to undergo a year of supervised release. A year of supervised release.
The sentence was announced last week.
Right? Continue.
Two Bronx residents also were involved in the prostitution ring.
Time out. Yo, you about to see that the Lord makes you suffer when you, because I want you to find the scripture. No joining hands with the wicked. Right? This, when you don't listen to the Lord, he gave you a Lord. I mean, he gave you a law. And the law, we about to read the law right now. Don't join their hands with the wicked. KJV. Type that in. Boom. Watch this. And then he's going to go back to this article and you're going to see why these dudes got these numbers. It's crazy. Watch. Don't join their hand with the wicked. KJV is going to come up. I think that's, Proverbs 28:9? No, that's wrong. I think it is.
Proverbs 11 and 21.
21, right? 11 and 21. All right. Read that.
It's Book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21, which reads, though hand join in hand.
Hold on. Right. Two Bronx residents also, what?
Though hand join in hand.
Two Bronx residents also, what?
Were involved in the prostitution ring.
Was involved in the prostitution ring.
Right.
The scripture says what?
Though hand join in hand.
With the what?
The wicked shall not be unpunished.
Who's the wicked? The Jewish man.
Right.
Because he's the Jewish pimp.
Right.
So these brothers, what's their names?
Richard Ortiz was sentenced to 96 months in prison.
The Jewish man got 18 months. And you know he's the head honcho of the whole operation.
Right.
So if the Jewish man is the head of the operation, why is our brother from the tribe of Ephraim getting how many months?
96 months in prison.
96 months. The tribe of Ephraim gets 96 months and the Jewish man gets 18 months. You know why? Read the scripture.
Proverbs 11 and 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
Don't join hands with the wicked, because the wicked shall not go unpunished, right? So there's a law right here. Do not join with the wicked. And the wicked are the heathen nations, right?
Come.
Because if you do join with them, your punishment is going to be severe. How many months the tribe of Ephraim got?
Richard Ortiz was sentenced to 96 months in prison.
How much the Jewish man got?
It's like it. 18 months.
Don't join in hand with the wicked. That's why Mr. Prophet Ephraim might be Simeon too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why he got 96 months, because he joined hands with the wicked. Continue reading.
Come. Gabriella Colon is to be sentenced later this month.
Cologne, it might be Ephraimite also, right? Continue.
Is to be sentenced later this month. Goodman had pleaded guilty to a charge of interstate travel in aid of a racketeering enterprise.
Yep.
WCBS New York reported Friday. Goodman met the teen at a hotel on February 1st, 2018, and paid to have sex with her after answering an online advertisement for the girl. According to the middle...
Come up. It says Goodman met the teen at a hotel on February 1st, 2018, and paid to have sex with her. Didn't I just say he hit it too? Right. I just said that. Right? So he's having sex with an underage woman and he only gets 18 months. That's crazy. Continue.
Salakia. According to the Middlesex
County
prosecutor's office, he turned himself in nearly a week later to the East Brunswick Police Department while accompanied by his attorney. At the time of his arrest, he was running a religious learning center out of his home.
Right.
Goodman is registered as a tier 3 or high risk sex offender.
A tier 3? I think a tier 3 is low, because a tier 1 is supposed to be high, right? We might have to look into that.
Right.
The tier 3. I think tier 3 is low. But if it is, how the hell, if tier 3 is low, if I'm right, how the hell he makes it to a tier 3? It's crazy. Continue.
Salakia. Goodman is registered as a tier 3 or high risk sex offender after being arrested in 2013 for molesting a youth while serving as a camp counselor in 2001. He accepted a plea deal and served prison time for that incident. I think that's the end of the article.
That's the end of the article. Go to Deuteronomy 28, right? So now you have a rabbi, a New Jersey rabbi, sentenced to 18 months in prison for trafficking and prostitution of a 17-year-old girl, and they didn't say having sex with her too, raping. They didn't say raping. Why they left that out? Why they left that out? Raping her, right? Probably where GMS learned their tactics from. You know what I'm saying? They learned it from the Jersey rabbis. You know what I'm saying? Deuteronomy 28:1.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God. So it's going to come to pass if you listen to the Lord diligently, right? Continue. Unto the voice of the Lord thy God. If you listen to the Lord thy God, right? To observe, and to do all his commandments. Right? Which I command thee this day. That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. So if we listen to God, he's going to set us above all nations, right? Above high, right? Above all nations, right? Continue. Verse 2. No, go to Deuteronomy 28:15. Verse right? 2. Come. So the Lord said, if we listen to him, we're going to be the head honchos out here, right? Right. But we don't listen. That's why we're not the head honchos. It's like we love to be in this poor state, man. Right. What it says in Genesis, crawling on our bellies. You know what I'm saying? Come. Tilling the field. No, crawling bellies the white man. We till the field. Right? The white man's the snake. Come. You know what I'm saying?
What do Deuteronomy 28:15 says?
Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day,
right?
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So all these curses shall come upon thee and take thee. And one of the curses is the Jewish man being over you, man.
Right.
You know?
Come.
That's why he could rape, prostitute, do fraud, all type of crimes. And if he gets locked up or arrested, he does 18 months. He's not losing a dollar. He's not losing his home. Because through these articles you're reading, do you hear them saying that we took his money in his home like they do black people when they get arrested for stuff?
Right.
You even peep that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
When a black nigga get arrested for drugs or trafficking or anything, that money is tax money now, right? So it's going back to the white man.
Right.
Now, one article we read that says that the government took the money back from the Jewish man. They didn't take his homes. Nothing. Continue.
Come. Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
This is why. Of course, cursed thou be in the city, and thou be in the field. You don't have no ownership of nothing, man.
Right.
Continue. 32. Go to 32.
Come. Verse 32. Thy sons and daughters shall be given unto another people.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, man. Dude, I need to explain it. I gotta explain that. Right? What it says.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand.
There shall be no might in thy hand, and you should just look, because you ain't got no power to do nothing, man. We just read articles that we don't have no power. The goddamn Jewish man is taking over the welfare, the Section 8, the food stamps, SSI, and we can't do nothing about it. Can't do nothing about it. He's taken from the organization that he owns. Because the welfare, Jewish man own that. That's why it says in the article that it's so deep. Because in part of this article that I read, it said that the Jewish man getting his information from the Jewish newspaper that is written in Yiddish. Right?
Right.
So the Jewish man owns the welfare center. So he putting out the information, yo, my people come to the welfare building this day and we're going to get whatever president is,
Right.
So the Jewish man robbing the government for his own people. He's doing Robin Hood stuff.
Right.
Because to be sanctioned to do things, you have to have the seats be in agreement with you.
Right.
And he has many elected officials that's down with him, because the elected officials, only thing they worry about is being under the Jewish man balls, right?
Yeah.
So they can win a goddamn election, because the Jewish man vote count. He don't even vote. He just say, put him in. He done good work for us. He go whisper something in the electoral visit, the electoral college. I put this man in. Continue.
Drop down to 49.
Go to 32.
32.
We just read 32?
All
right, go to 48.
Come. Therefore shall thou, verse 48, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy, which the Lord shall send against thee.
You're going to serve this enemy, the Jewish man, right? You're going to serve him, right? Continue.
And hunger.
And hunger, when your butt is hungry, you got to go to the Jewish man, right?
Right. And in thirst.
And I say you got to go to him because he controls and owns all the goddamn supermarkets. You think them Puerto Rican brothers own the supermarket? They just the face for the supermarket. Every month, that Jewish man is in front of that damn supermarket collecting his cash. Spanish niggas don't own nothing either.
Right.
They just being used because it's a high frequency of Spaniard talk out here. You think the Cuchafito, the Spanish nigga owns that? Spanish nigga don't own the Cuchafito. The Jewish man owns the Cuchafito.
Right.
Continue.
And in thirst and in nakedness.
When you thirsty and when you naked. So if you need water, Poland Spring, I ain't my slocky, I don't want to say the name, but if you need water,
right,
and you need any type of clothes,
yeah.
Well, you're going downtown Brooklyn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you going to Delancey Street. Wherever you go, Jewish man owns all them stores. You buying a winter coat, you go Canal Street, son. Chinese niggas don't own that. They just the face because the stores is in Canal Street, Chinatown.
Right.
Every month, the Jewish man is in front of the goddamn Chinese man getting his rent money. Right? Right? I think that's end of the class, right? Hold on, read more.
Salaki, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
And the one in all things, if you want a CPR training certificate, right, a driver's license, a food pantry license, you got to go to your enemy, the Jewish man, to get it. We are the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out in 1 West Harlem, New York. We are under Commander Jen Yohana. We've been in the streets since 1969, teaching our people that the blacks and Hispanics are the so-called Jews of the Bible. Actually, we are the Jews of the Bible. Salakia for the so-called, right? We are the Jews of the Bible. And with that, clap it up. Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Rakatah, Yahweh Shemata Bahashim Yahushua. I need to see real quick. Where my arrow at? Okay, there's no arrow. That's crazy. There's no arrow there. There's no arrow. Huh?
Dang.
Huh?
So it's on you. You still out, sir.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. There's no arrow on the screen though. Salakia, sir. Oh, con. I see it now. And go press the all right. And broadcast. Yes.